This is Dean Paulides for the Hellenic Business Network Business Forum. I'm once again joined by Bobby Zouvelos, and he's going to introduce our next guest, George Stroumbolis, who is the founder and CEO of GreekPropertyExchange.com. So, gentlemen, welcome, George.
Thank you.
Welcome, George.
You guys just kick it off. Look forward to it.
Okay, George. George Stroumbolis, Greek Property Exchange. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to meet you. And we were just speaking before, and you mentioned that you are Canadian.
Yes.
Just give us a little bit of background into your early childhood. How old are you? Where do you come from? That kind of thing.
Okay. Well, I just turned 30, so it's a big step right now that I don't like to admit. So I'm going to hold on to 29 for a couple more years. Greek Canadian, born in Toronto, raised in the Niagara region. I've been living in New York for the last 5 years. And, my background, my family's from Greece. I'm first generation. My mom's from the Olive region of Kalamata, and my dad's from Avia.
Two wonderful places, by the way. Tell us something about GreekPropertyExchange.com. What is it? What does it do? And some of your own personal thoughts on it.
Okay. Just to kind of simplify it, it's a community or a marketplace for Greek real estate. We bring together everyone related to Greek real estate, be it the Greek real estate agents, construction, developers, architects, buyers, sellers, lawyers associated with it, solicitors. We bring it together as a community to collaborate.
And you bring them together through this web page. And when you bring them together, and we were discussing this previously, you mentioned that it's not a profit model.
Correct.
Why? Because my concern when I went through this web page and whatnot was, how do you guarantee your business? How do you guarantee your money?
It's a great point. So obviously there's no guarantee, but what we focus on, actually I'll backtrack a bit and just let you know how I came up with this idea and then what kind of drove that, and we'll get to where we're at. About 2.5, 3 years ago, I had a few extra bucks in my bank account. I wanted to buy a little apartment in Kalamata. My mom's side, I just wanted to have my own place by the beach. Nothing special. You extend both arms, you could probably reach both walls, right? So I was there for 2 weeks on vacation. My buddies were there. I spent half my trip trying to find an apartment, and there was no starting point. And when I was asking my family in Greece, where do I go? What should I do? Like, where do I start? They would tell me, walk by buildings. If you see big yellow stickers, get their contact information and start calling them. I thought it was a joke, but it's not a joke. You look at telephone poles. It just seemed very backwards to me. So anyways, I spent half the trip. I found a little place that I was interested in. And then from that point forward, and I do speak Greek, but I am a foreigner. The stuff that I went through, the confusion with who do you go with, real estate agents, solicitors, people who sign the contract, lawyers, it was just so confusing that I got so discouraged and I just backed out and I said, there's got to be a better way towards this. So when I got back to the States, I started mapping it out and just doing some research to see how can we make this easier, not for people within Greece only, but for people around Greece who want to buy, rent, or sell property in Greece.
So there's no middleman real estate agencies there, Mesitika Grafia in Kalamata? Is that what you're saying?
There's a lot of real estate agents there, but when you're going there on a vacation, let's say, or you're just kind of thrown into it and you haven't done your research, you kind of want to see what's around there. You want to team up with a bunch of people, and take the best approach forward. Me personally, I didn't want to be tied to someone and just see their 5 places. If I'm going to invest there, I want to be able to, analyze which agents had the best places to offer and at what cost. And what we're doing with Greek Property Exchange right now is we're making it easier for someone living outside of Greece, Canada, USA, Australia, Europe, Russia. Those are the biggest markets that are visiting our website. And we wanted to make it easier for them to filter down into regions, see what property types they're looking for, and then what agents could help them out. So when they do go to Greece, it gives them an action plan, a strategy on how to bring everything together and start looking at different properties. And that's something that I didn't have 3 years ago, and it really discouraged me.
Okay, the first impression I get of you is you're enabling someone to bypass the real estate broker. And I'm going to lead to the second to the question now. Is the Greek mindset when selling a property geared towards going to a real estate broker or trying to sell it on their own?
For someone outside of Greece?
For someone in Greece.
Yep.
When a person wants to sell his or her apartment,
right,
do they immediately, like we do here, go to a real estate office, or do they just put a yellow sign up, or a big white sign, or whatever?
I think people do. Here's the thing. In dealing with a lot of the agents there's a lot of skepticism, a lot of people saying, you know, they want to sell through an agent, but they'll try to sell it on the side as well. So there's a lot of, you know...
ambiguity, yes.
Yes.
And intent.
Exactly. There's a lot of games like that. But by no means am I saying that the real estate agents in Greece are negative or they're crooks or whatever. They actually helped me a lot in developing this platform for them, and they're very encouraging.
Because you have quite a few of them listed on your webpage.
Absolutely. In the last 6 to 8 months, where we officially launched, there's over 1,200 members of the site, and of that, about 750 are real estate agents. So, especially in this economic climate, a lot of the people within Greece, you know, we have property developers advertising on our site, architects, real estate agents, and so on, in addition to independent people. In this climate, they've realized that, you know, a lot of money within Greece has dried up. That disposable income that people had has dried up. So they're looking outside of Greece, and they've latched onto this this concept, this idea, to help better market their portfolios to the world.
Yeah, because selling a property in Greece is a process like it is here.
Absolutely.
And if you're not looking for a profit, what are you looking to gain by doing this, other than just facilitating open communication?
Well, eventually there is going to be a revenue model, and that is in the business plan. But currently, right now, just with, you know, the type of work that I'm involved with, you know, I have a marketing background. The first thing is, let's create a need. Let's make sure that these people need this service, and that's the stage that I'm in right now. A year ago, I went to the property show in Athens, 2010, and at that point, I had worked on this site with my team for about a year, building up to that, offline, just behind the scenes, making sure we're nailing everything. When I went to that show, I did not have confidence at all. I was a Greek Canadian with broken Greek and broken English. And I go to this trade show, and I'm trying to pitch this idea to Greeks who, by nature, are very, I don't want to say negative, but they shoot down a lot of ideas. So I'm going to them and telling them that we have this concept. We're going to try to help you guys advertise your properties to the world. So going booth to booth, lacking confidence, it was a tough sell. Because they're like, okay, you know, where is it? Like, whoa, how many numbers do you get? Like, what's the traffic? How many unique visitors? So by the time I got through half of the show, she said, you know what, let's just start targeting the big dogs. Let's go to the Remaxes. Let's go to the Century 21s of Greece. And I teamed up with a lot of, you know, influential people there. And I just told them, look, I'm trying to do this. I need your insight. I'm not from Greece. I wasn't raised in Greece. I don't know exactly how the market operates here. But what I do know from being on the other side of it is that it's not easy. It's not easy for a foreigner trying to procure property in Greece. So by teaming up with people, it was incredible. So that was a year ago. This last March, I went to Greece for the 2011 property show, and the confidence between the year was just day and night. So from going to the show, people recognize the brand. We're already building a brand with Greek Property Exchange. We're spinning off a lot of new services from it. We hosted a trade event that we had over 80 people from the industry come. A lot of press. We've been getting picked up in a lot of Greek media newspapers, Nafteboriki, Kerdos, and so on, Vradini. You know, we've been on some TV shows, you know, some interviews on TV. And the brand, what I'm doing, my marketing background is to build the brand. And this brand is helping people, you know, facilitate that process of trying to buy in Greece.
Magnificent. Obviously, there is a need, specifically from what I understand being a very, not necessarily complicated, but roundabout way that they do business. My impression of Greece has always been, if you don't know what the right question is, you'll never get the right answer. So if you never ask the right question, you'll never get the right answer, regardless of who you speak to. It's a whole different mindset.
Absolutely.
So in this case, I see that you've created something that has great utility. My concern is, and help me alleviate this, how do you insulate yourself against any sort of attack on you if a deal doesn't go right? Because you are making the introduction.
Absolutely.
So you are the point person. So I log on and I follow through with your things. You have no other hold on me other than you've registered me.
Yep.
Now I'm upset, and I include you in my lawsuit against everybody.
Right. Thank God we have some good legal terms in there that does protect us. But what we're doing is, if you go on Craigslist, it's a buyer beware. And that's with anything. Even if you go through RE/MAX directly and you search on their website and a deal goes bad, buyer beware. What we're doing now is it's all about the approach. And I know around the world, and I'll give you some great examples of what this website's doing for people located in different parts of the world, where before, I'm not saying it never existed, I'm not saying that we're solving the world with this website, but before it was a little difficult in trying to bring that together. In protecting the actual buyer or renter or seller, it's on them. Everything is on them. But by helping them to have more knowledge, to be more educated in the process, to be more educated in the steps that you need to buy property, rent property, or sell property, we're helping to educate any visitor to the website. And it's not educating that we're above them. It's just giving them the tools and the resources that they need. Transparency. There we go. And in addition to that, we're also offering them a lot of real estate agents, a lot of contacts that they could go through themselves. And, when you go to that real estate agent's website, you could immediately see, you judge a book by its cover, but if you do your research, you'll see a lot of credibility there. We also get on the phone. I hired someone in Athens about 6 months ago to interact with the agents to see what they need. We're constantly building our site and our service offering, and she deals with them on a daily basis. What can we do to make this better? What do you need? What's the reaction that you're getting? What are your contacts like? So we're engaging everyone in the process. And I'll give you a perfect example. We had a little yaya from a town in Alberta, Canada. Okay, she inherited some property. She was an older woman. She was in her 70s. And she contacted me. She wasn't too savvy with the internet, and she had her son help her out. But she was looking to sell a piece of property that was inherited on one of the islands. They put it up there, and I'm not saying this is every time, but she got someone from Russia who was interested in her property, and they've taken that offline. I don't see anything till the end because it's taken offline. I don't make a commission. I don't do anything like that. But for them to make that connection from her house in snowy Alberta and this guy in Russia, it's a perfect example of how we're helping connect. And with that said, according to Google Analytics, our report, we've received visitors from 119 countries around the world. I barely knew there were that many countries in the world. But it just shows that Greece, as much as many issues as it has right now and what it's going through, people love Greece. Doesn't matter their cultural barriers, their ethnic barriers, financial barriers. People love Greece. They want to visit Greece. They want a part of Greece. And if you don't want to buy in Greece, you could still rent in Greece. And we offer that platform as well.
And are you seeing private listings or real estate listings? So percentage-wise, what does it look like?
Because I was targeting the real estate agents initially, because that's the backbone, that's what I needed, it was predominantly 90% real estate listings. The more and more that it's getting known throughout the world, it's shifting, and it's going towards a 50-50 split. And that's not a bad thing. And I try to tell the agents when they're saying that, this is becoming an independent sellers, owner direct. A lot of these people now are putting their listing up there. They're marketing it in a way that they couldn't market it before. Aside from posting something on their Facebook, at least now they're posting it on our site, and immediately they have the social tools, and they have a nice presentation of their property, their pictures, exact location on a Google map, and they have a nice package that then they could go to an agent and say, hey, this is my property. Do you want to take it on? Yeah, we'll sign a contract. Let's work it out. So it's a win-win-win all the way around.
Sure, because someone like RE/MAX is huge in Greece.
Right.
And they probably have their own web presence. What you're doing is you're augmenting their efforts. Absolutely. Because you're not competitive. I mean, you're not competing with them for profit.
Nope.
You're just facilitating for them. In which case, you're opening up windows. Where do you see the company heading towards? I mean, what is the ultimate goal of the company then, if it's not profit?
Well, eventually, I'm going to have to pay my own bills. You know, it's coming out of my own pocket right now, but it's something that I definitely believe in. And the more traction we get, and the more people that want to partner up, you know, we've been talking with the Greek National Tourist Organization, because we're not only promoting real estate in Greece, we're promoting that dream of Greece. You know, come to Greece, get your piece of the dream in Greece. You know, and there are some growth plans that we're going to be targeting Russia a lot. We're going to be attending the show next year in Russia. The Russian market is investing heavily in Greece. You know, and despite the economy right now and the disposable income drying up, there's money out there still. You know, we have a bad situation in the States. We have a bad situation across the world, but people still have money. And then the next 6 to 18, 24 months is a great time to buy in Greece. And looking back now, I'm so thankful that I didn't buy that property at that time, because, you know, I could go in now and half the price, 30% off.
We're going to take a quick musical break. When we return, we're speaking with George Strombolis from Greek Property Exchange, being interviewed by Bobby Zouvelos. I'm feeling good vibes in the room, gentlemen.
There's a lot of love.
Absolutely.
Good karma. And that being said, we're going to listen to John Lennon and Instant Karma.
Excellent.